Ladies and gentlemen, football fans across the nation, buckle up, because if you're a die-hard member of Cowboys Nation, tonight's report is going to hit you right in the heart and maybe stir up a little fire in that blue star soul of yours. What if I told you that in the span of one brutal Thursday night showdown, the Dallas Cowboys didn't just lose a game, they lost a piece of their swagger? Yeah, that gut-wrenching defeat to the Detroit Lions has everyone talking, from the tailgates in Arlington to the sports bars in Big D. But hold on, because amid the rubble of that 28-17 loss, one name is rising like a phoenix: George Pickens. The wideout who's supposed to be our aerial assassin admitted something raw and real. He can't just vanish when the lights get brightest. Stick with me, folks, as we unpack this drama, dive deep into the what-ifs, and fire up the hope for America's team. This is your Cowboys Spotlight, and trust me, it's about to get electric.
Let's rewind the tape to that frozen turf at AT&T Stadium, where the roar of 100,000 silver and blue faithful couldn't quite drown out the Lions' roar. The Cowboys, sitting at a precarious 7-5 after a roller coaster season, needed this win like oxygen. Dak Prescott, that gunslinging captain with the ice in his veins. Remember, the guy who led us to that epic 2022 playoff run? He was slinging it all night, racking up 285 yards and a pair of touchdowns. But oh boy, when CeeDee Lamb, our explosive X-Factor, our 1,000-yard machine who dances through defenders like they're standing still, went down with a concussion in the second quarter? That was the gut punch. Lamb's been the heartbeat of this offense since Jerry Jones drafted him 17th overall in 2020, turning heads with his route-running wizardry that echoes the glory days of Michael Irvin. Without him, the sky suddenly felt a lot heavier. Enter George Pickens, the brash, big-play beast we snagged in a blockbuster trade from Pittsburgh last offseason. Yeah, the one that had Steelers fans rioting in the streets of the Steel City. At 6'3" with hands like magnets, Pickens was supposed to be the missing link, the deep threat monster to stretch those Lions' secondary souls thin. But last night, folks, it was a ghost story. Just 37 yards on 5 catches, no scores, and a whole lot of flat-footed fades that left analysts, and us, scratching our heads. The final score read Lions 28, Cowboys 17, but the real defeat was in those moments where Pickens seemed to melt into the Dallas dusk. Richard Sherman, the former All-Pro corner who's built like a brick wall and talks like a therapist on ESPN, didn't hold back on his personal standard podcast. "George, man, you can't disappear like that," Sherman thundered, his voice booming through my headphones this morning. "CeeDee's out, the team's leaning on you, and you're jogging routes like it's a Sunday stroll? Step up or step aside, that's the NFL, baby." Now, let's hit pause and get real for a second, because I know what you're thinking. Was it effort? Was it scheme? Or was it just one of those nights where the football gods flipped the script? Pickens didn't duck the smoke. He owned it, straight up, in a fiery post-game sit-down that Joseph Hoyt broke down on X. "You can't just disappear," Pickens said, his Georgia drawl cutting through the locker room haze like a knife. "I know the standard that comes with being the WR1. When Dak needs that spark, when the O-line's battling like gladiators up front, I gotta be the guy who steps into the fire, not hides from it." He pointed the finger, partly, at Detroit's defense, that suffocating unit led by Aiden Hutchinson, who's been terrorizing quarterbacks since his 2022 rookie sack frenzy. "They doubled me all night, man," Pickens explained. "Aiden and those boys schemed it perfect. Bracket coverage, safety help over the top. It opened lanes for Jalen Tolbert and Cavante Turpin to feast underneath, but yeah, it boxed me in." Smart analysis from a kid who's only 24, but still fresh off that 2022 draft day glow when the Steelers popped his name at 20th overall. But here's where it gets juicy, Cowboys faithful, those highlight reels that aren't so highlight why. Rewatch the third quarter, 3rd and 8, Dak lasers a slant, and Pickens slows down? Doesn't fight for that contested grab? Or the late-game Hail Mary heave where he leaps, but the ball slips through like soap. Social media exploded. #Pickens Phantom trending harder than a Taylor Swift breakup. Was it frustration bubbling over, like when Emmitt Smith used to grind through those 90s defenses with that 1,000-yard stare? Or pressure from a season that's seen us flip-flop from NFC East frontrunners to wild-card beggars? Pickens clapped back hard. "Look, not every drop's on me. Penalties killed drives, holding on Tyler Smith, false starts that pushed us back 10 yards. Coverage breakdowns, sync issues with Dak after CeeDee's exit. I ran every route like it was my last, but football's a team sport. We all gotta eat. Fair point, George. And let's not forget, this ain't his first rodeo. Last month against the Eagles in that bloodbath rivalry, remember the shirt-ripping antics? He torched them for 112 yards and a score. Inconsistency? Sure. But talent like his? It's the kind that built legends. Speaking of legends, let's zoom out for some perspective, because nothing fuels a Cowboys report like a dash of history. Dallas, born in 1960 as an expansion team under Tex Schramm's visionary eye, we've been America's team since the 70s, thanks to that Hollywood flair, those 5 Super Bowl rings glinting under the Texas sun. Think Roger Staubach's Hail Mary to Drew Pearson in '75, or Troy Aikman's surgical precision in the '90s dynasty. This season's offense? It's got that high-octane echo, Dak's completion percentage hovering at 68%, tops in the NFC East, with 3,200 yards already. But defensively, Micah Parsons, our edge-rushing phenom, the 2021 5th overall steal who's notched 12 sacks this year, has been a one-man wrecking crew. Until, well, that whisper of trade drama. Jerry Jones, our silver-haired showman and owner who's lied less convincingly than a kid with cookie crumbs on his face, got grilled about rumored swap talks with the Jets for Parsons. No truth to it, Jones drawled at his post-game presser, but come on, Jerry, those New York whispers from Adam Schefter's sources say otherwise. Imagine, Parsons in green? It'd gut us deeper than the 76 son of Sam season. Stats back it up. Without Micah, our third down stop rate plummets 15% per Pro Football Focus. This loss drops us to 7-6, tied with the Commanders in the East, and 1 game back of Philly. Playoff odds? Down to 45% on ESPN Simulator. Oof. To break it down further, picture this fictional fireside chat. I'd kill to have it on set. Me, cornering Pickens in the tunnel. George, Sherman's calling you out. Does that light a fire or fan the flames? He'd grin that cocky grin, towel over his shoulder. Sherm's a legend, coached me up in my mind since I was a kid watching him lock down Megatron. But nah, it fuels me. Next week against the Giants? I'm eating Eli's ghosts for breakfast. 150 yards, 2 TDs, watch. Or head coach Mike McCarthy, that offensive savant who orchestrated Aaron Rodgers' glory in Green Bay, pulling no punches. George is our alpha now. CD's day-to-day, but this is his moment to own the star. We've schemed deep posts, RPOs to get him free, executions on us all. And from the stands, a season ticket holder named Maria from Frisco chimes in, Pickens is like a young Des Bryant, raw, electric, frustrating. But when he clicks, Lions wouldn't have touched us. Cowboys Nation, we bleed blue, time to rally. Looking ahead, implications are massive. With Lamb sidelined potentially 2 weeks, fingers crossed for a quick bounce back, this stretches our receiver core thin. Folks, that's the beauty of this game, the heartbreak that hardens us, the underdogs who rise. Cowboys Nation, from the dusty plains of West Texas to the skyscrapers of Dallas, we've weathered worse. The '88 playoff collapse, the '04 Super Bowl heartbreak. But we've got the fire, Dak's arm, Parsons' fury, and now Pickens' promise. Tune in next Thursday for the Giants grudge match. It's not just a game, it's redemption. Grab your gear, crank up Sweet Caroline in the end zone, and let's show the league why we're eternal. This is your anchor name, signing off from the Star. May the blue stars shine bright. Hell yeah!